Anything?
All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to the Windy City. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series heads to the Windy City in Chicagoland Speedway tonight. Race number 3. 100 laps here tonight, and this is a tough track, man. Great mile-and-a-half track in Chicagoland, and this thing can get a little slick, and there's a lot of drivers out here tonight, man. Who's going to take home this victory? Well, you know what? There's only one way to find out, and that's watch it live right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, it is the Windy City at Chicagoland Speedway here tonight in the Buschwackers Series, the best place to race on a Friday night. It's race number 3, and it is TurnLeftTV. All right, thank you so much for coming in here to TurnLeftTV. Greatly appreciate you being here. Going to be a good one here tonight. Little Friday night racing here in the Buschwackers Series. Great stock car action headed your way tonight. Again, thanks so much for coming in. About 4 minutes left in the practice session. Thank you so much for coming in here tonight. This is TurnLeftTV, High Octane Racing League, race number 3, 100 lap tonight at Chicagoland Speedway, located in Joliet, Illinois. I'm your host, Heath Johnson. We're going to have a great one here tonight, I think. It'll be a lot of fun, and Chicagoland, very racy track. I think anybody can win here at Chicagoland, proven by me a few weeks ago in the Saturday Night Thunder Series. I was able to pull off a victory there, man. So if I can win, anybody on this track can win. I guarantee you that. I was beat the broadcaster night. Or get beat by the broadcaster. How about that? Again, thanks for coming in here tonight. Take a look at the track here at Chicagoland Speedway. 1.5 miles. Not really one of those cookie cutters. It's a 1.5 mile track, but man, I think it's a different feel here. Really, it is. But this is an exciting track. Really a fun track, man. It gets loose late in the run. Tough to pass here. I mean, there's a lot of room, but it is tough to pass here. Banking returns at 18 degrees, down the front stretch at 11 degrees. You see that continuous. It's a kind of a D-shaped oval. Back stretch at 5 degrees of banking. And pitting is a little tough here. It really is. So keep your eyes on that tonight. That is Chicagoland Speedway. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server or a website or an online store, please give EliteHostingUSA.com a look. That's who provides our service here at High Octane Racing League. Also, our website at HighOctaneRacing.net. Sim racing experience. If you want to join up, it's a good way to get a hold of us through Discord, or you can contact us through that contact form, but also find out who's racing what throughout the week. And and updates on series championships, what we have in store. So come on out and join us at highoctaneracing.net. Tomorrow, Saturday afternoon, right here on TurnLeftTV, it's race number 9 of that Saturday Showdown Series, and it's Pocono, the Tricky Triangle. 80 lap race. We had a great race last week in the Saturday Showdown Series, and we're winding this thing down, man. Who's going to win the championship? You'll have to come out and watch Pocono race. It'll be live right here at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on TurnLeftTV. That is the Saturday Showdown Series from Pocono. Tomorrow evening, it's Beat the Broadcaster night. It's Saturday Night Thunder, race number 1 of a brand new season. And look, what is it? It's Bristol. Woo! We're going to be worn out there, 200 laps. And this is beat up on the broadcast. There's going to be a lot of people beating up on the broadcast. I guarantee you that at Bristol Motor Speedway. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I love Bristol, man. It's a heck of a lot of fun. Once you start getting in that rhythm, really is a fun track. I love Bristol. And there should be a big field here, too. A lot of guys like Bristol Motor Speedway. That's coming up tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's Saturday Night Thunder, a very storied series in high-octane racing. They've been doing this for 21 years at High Octane Racing League. So come on out and join us. It's Beat the Broadcaster night tomorrow at Bristol Motor Speedway. Guys are rolling over to the qualification session, which is why you saw that funkiness on the screen. Also, I encourage you to come back or head on over here at TurnLeftTV and check out the iRacing event I broadcast live on Wednesday, and also that donation link there still works. Please consider donating. I did the Extra Life Daytona Road Course 2-hour event on Wednesday, my first live stream of an iRacing event, and a little bugs there, but it was a lot of fun, man. Great little race for fun and charity. A very noble cause there at Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospitals donated over $1,000 to this effort. So congratulations to Will Dunbar and his effort there in organizing this event. And I was happy to bring this live. Check that out on YouTube. There is in the description of that race, by the way, there's a link directly over to that donation site. So please give them a look and help us out here at Extra Life. Help Will Dunbar and his cause as well. There is Colin Madiak here joining us in the 13. How about that? Good to see Colin Madiak out here racing with us. I know he's been busy. Got a lot going on in his busy young life. Let's see if he can't dust off the steering wheel and get that car back up front. Competitive race here tonight. sitting in that Ford Mustang. I want to say thank you so much for coming out and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Peace to everybody out there, man. I've had a busy week. Going to be a busy one next week, and I'm okay. I think we'll be fine. We got a busy weekend. Happy Good Friday and happy Easter to everybody. Easter weekend, of course. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Up in the banner of the channel right there is a link to PayPal if you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeftTV and help me out here. Also, you can help me out by clicking on the link to the Fanatec website down in the description of this race, and that would help me out here. I really appreciate that. Man, we got a lot of racing going on. I don't know who's going to win this one tonight. We got a big field, 18 drivers here so far, and I got my pick in YouTube, so you have to check out the chat who I think is going to win this race. Whoa, I haven't done it yet. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Well, hey, thanks for coming in. Please hit the thumbs up button. Share my videos with all your friends and bring them out here. We've gained a few subscribers here in the last week or so I appreciate that. And I really cherish each and every one of my subscribers here at TurnLeftTV. Never thought we would get this big, and we're on our way, man. Who knows? We might get that 1,000 mark, that coveted 1,000 mark here pretty soon. I would love that. Again, thanks for coming in, and hopefully you enjoy the broadcast here tonight. Alamadiak's time is 13th on the grid. We'll take a look at Argentiana in his qualification attempt. Right now, Todd Roblar with the top time with a 29.797. See what Argentiana can lay down here. He had right now 11th on the grid with that first lap here. Let's see what that second lap is for him. .814 for Arthur Vieta. So great second lap for him, man. I tell you what, that guy has got the qualification thing figured out, doesn't he? Dana Grover in the 8X. Dana going to have a new car in the car set very soon. New paint scheme there. Haven't seen the paint scheme yet, so be excited to get that in the paint in the car set. Dana Grover looks like 13th on the grid with his qualification effort. Thiago Gomez in the 9X machine. 29.904, 8th on the grid for Gomez. A little bit off the pace there. It looks like Gomez not doing that second lap there. So take a look at Jesus Iglesias in the 22 car. Jesus Barbecue Iglesias. .919 is Iglesias' first lap, so good 10th place starting position so far for Iglesias. Let's see what this second lap can do. .898 up to 7th on the grid for Jesus Iglesias. Good starting position for him. Like Todd Robillard will be the pole setter here, 29.797. So congratulations to him. Couple minutes left here in the quals, and it looks like everybody, I think, has qualified who is going to qualify. I don't think Lucas Spencer, who's still in the pit, is going to qualify. Colin Maddox has got a DQ for driving too many laps. That'll hurt you. Don't want to start in the back, but Luca, that's his mantra, man. He starts in the back, tries to win these things on fuel mileage and pit strategy. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to get my pick in here tonight. We got Ubaldo has gotten him here early. Says, good evening, everyone, especially the members of High Octane Racing League. Let's go for another round. Hopefully he gets back in. He got disconnected, resetting his modem and all so forth. Having some issues there. I guess they're having some bad weather in Brazil. How can you have bad weather in Brazil, man? Maybe a little rain, but come on, man. Ubaldo has promised me, and he hasn't come through on this yet. He's supposed to be sending me some tickets to Carnival, and I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. Good to see Ubaldo in here. He's always a very proud and a loyal supporter of High Octane Racing League and TurnLeftTV. One of my best buds, man. I really appreciate him. And also Claudio Bardelli Jr. in here. Trax VR also in here. But Givaldo is asking, man, who is going to win this race? I got to get my pick in here. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I'm going to go with it's going to be a tough one, man. We got a big field here. This is going to be tough. I'll tell you what. I think I'm going to go with this guy is getting close. And we'll type it in here. Got to look down at the keyboard. There we go. My pick will be, as it comes up on the screen. Takes a little bit to update. There you go. My pick tonight is going to be Craig Marizan. That's who I think is going to win, and he's starting in the third position. So we'll see if that holds true. Congratulations to Todd Robillard on his pole run. There you go. That's my pick to win this race, Craig Marizan. So let's take a look at the qualification results. Qualification results here as Todd Robillard qualifies in P1. Archie Vieira qualifies in the second position. Craig Marizan will start third. Starting in the fourth position will be Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91 car. Paul Brown in the 77 starts in the fifth position. Starting in sixth will be Sean Jacobs in the 24. Jesus Iglesias in the 22 starts in the seventh position. Chris Hughes in the seventh car starts eighth. Thiago Gomez in the 9X starts in the ninth position. Ed Palumbo in the 54, starts in 10th. Starting in the 11th position will be Jim Willis in the 53 car. John Stanley in the 12, starts in 12. Will Dunbar in the 88, starts in the 13th position. Dana Grover in the 8 act, starts 14th. Preston Hassel in that 27 car starts in the 15th position. Gilmar Peixoto will start 16th. You see Lucas Hempler starting in the back, failing, didn't go out there to qualify, so he's going to start in the back. That 21 car got a new paint scheme there, the 21 school bus painted car. Colin Madiak in his first race back starts in the 13th position. I think Zavaldo Spindola is also in here, so he's going to start in 19th. So that's the starting order here tonight. Say thank you so much for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. We got about 8 minutes left here in the warm-up session. And again, thanks for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate everybody coming out. Let's get this party started. All right, we're back. Thanks so much for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. We have about 4.5 minutes left in the warm-up session. Let's take a look at the keys to the race here tonight. These are my keys to the race. Tire management here at Chicagoland Speedway. Also, keep this thing under you here because as the run goes on, I think this thing's going to get loose. You really have to be up on the wheel and drive this thing, so keep the car underneath you, man. You are going to be racing side by side as we see some guys there touching some paint there. Also, pit stop master. This thing, you know, it seems like an easy track, but getting off the track onto pit lane under green flag conditions can be really dicey, and a lot can go wrong in a hurry. Not spinning out, but also speeding. And then you got to be patient here. So you're going to be racing around traffic. You got to pick your time when you're going to make moves. You see these guys getting really, really close here. I'll tell you, it can cause people to get a little aggressive, just a little bit. So those are my keys for the race here at Chicagoland. So tire management, keep this car underneath you, keep those pit stops on point, and then exercise a little bit of patience here when you're in traffic. I think those are things. Do those things, you're going to put yourself in a position for a good finish and maybe even a race win here at Chicagoland Speedway. 2.5 minutes left as you see the 13 car coming off the track to come down pit lane again. Make sure our side-by-side is working. Looks like it is. Probably used to the old driver's box up there, I think. There we go. All right, get ready, boys and girls. Strap yourself in. Strap yourself in. All right, boys and girls, it is Chicagoland here tonight. We are getting this thing started. Chicagoland, a fun track. It's race number 3 here tonight, 100 laps, and we are getting ready to go green. Hold on, boys and girls. Strap yourself in. Hold on to that steering wheel. Let's get this party started.
And now, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshal, star of the upcoming comedy Unfinished Business, Vince Vaughn.
Drivers, start your engine!
All right, the starting order here tonight at Chicagoland. Todd Robillard in the 90 starts in P1. Artie Vieira starts outside row 1 in the second position in the 4 car. Craig Marizon starts in third. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91 starts in the 4th position. Paul Brown in the 77 starts in 5th. The 24 of Sean Jacobs starts in the 6th position. Jesus Iglesias starts in 7th. Chris Hughes in the 7 car starts in the 8th position. Thiago Gomez starts 9th. Ed Palumbo in the 54 starts in the 10th position. The 53 of Jim Willis starts in 11th. John Stanley Staplegun starts in the 12th position. Will Dunbar in the 88 starts 13th. Dana Grover starts 14th. Preston Hassel in the 27 starts 15th. Gilmar Peixoto in the 3X starts in 16th. In 17th will be Colin Maniac. Welcome back, buddy. Lucas Simpner in the 21 starts in 18th. And my buddy, Givaldo Spindola, starts in 19th in the 68 car. Going to be a fun one here tonight. 19 drivers joining us here tonight. Good field. All right, here we go. Green, green, green. Artie Vieira out to the front there on the outside line. Good, clean start. Artie Vieira, Todd Robillard, side by side into turn 3 and 4. Robillard there starting to use that inside line and get a run. Little tail wag right there from the 4 car. As the 90 back to the lead. Craig Marizon in the 60 just behind in that second position now on the bottom line. Bardelli Jr. in this 4th place car, the 91, right now running in P4 behind the 4. Definitely got to be in that conversation before the night's over. This guy's working on another championship, leading in points here tonight. Look at this pass here is the 88 getting by, or excuse me, the 13 using that high line, getting by the 88. Will Dunbar on the bottom side. Letting that 13 Colin Maniac go in his first race back here in a long time. So good to see Colin out here making a few laps there, maybe to clear the dust off. Look at this, Jesus Iglesias in the 7 of Chris Hughes side by side. Battle here, Ed Palumbo just behind. Take a look out on the back of Jesus Iglesias' machine. Chris Hughes in that 7 car. Ed Palumbo in the 54. Thiago Gomez also in this mix in that 9X car. Racing in traffic. Side-by-side racing there. Good clean start here. Great racing. Will Dunbar and the 12 of John Stanley battling it out. The 88 down on the bottom side. John Stanley in that 12 car. Stanley Tools sponsored Ford Mustang up on the outside line. A couple Fords here battling it out. On board here with John Stanley as he's using that outside line. You see that tail, the back end of that car wanting to come around just a little bit. Will Dunbar tuck it in and giving up that position now in 14th. It's John Stanley running in the 13th position. Chris Hughes, Jesus Iglesias. Chris Hughes wanting that spot back. He's going down to the bottom side. Oh, there's contact right there. The 7 and the 22. The 22 pinched him down a little bit. Chris Hughes says, I am not going to stand for that. Rubbing a little paint off on the barbecue. And that was a lick right there. Holy smokes. Can't take a look at that. That was interesting. Take a look here as Chris Hughes diving down to the inside line, and there's contact right there. Maybe didn't quite get down as far as he thought he was going to need to. And there was contact between the 22 and the 7. Take a look out of the front of Thiago Gomez's machine. He had a bird's eye view for this one, didn't he? Right there, a little contact. 7 does a great job of holding on to that thing. Holy smokes. Take a look at Claudio Bardelli Jr. here in the 24 of Sean Jacobs. Sean Jacobs in that 24, running behind the 91. For exciting time for Sean Jacobs. Talked about him and watching his son play baseball, college baseball. So this is a very exciting time, I think, for Sean. The weather turning nice and baseball season hitting full stride. It'll be an exciting time, I think, for Sean this summer, watching that young man play baseball. 77, Paul Brown just behind him in the 5th position. Sean Jacobs running in 4th. That Western Auto sponsor machine. Nose to tail here, things pretty settled here. Look at this. A little bit of a hornet's nest right here. And Palumbo on that 54 down on the bottom side of Chris Hughes. Thiago Gomez starting to make some moves. Thiago Gomez has gained some spots, man. Gomez not playing around. He's up to the 7th position. And Palumbo following him through that 54 car. Nose to tail here. Colin Matiak in this action as well. Some great battling here. Really our second pack. See this Jim Willis here getting around Chris Hughes as well. Chris might have some damage there from that earlier contact with Thiago Gomez. Or Jesus Iglesias. Sorry about that. Jesus is kind of falling back there a little bit. He might have some damage in that 22 car. He's now back to the 11th position. Guys, I think, starting to make some pit stops maybe. Robillard still leading the field here in that 90 car. Just behind him is the 60 of Craig Marizon, the 91 Claudio Bardelli Jr. and Sean Jacobs starting to make some moves. Sean Jacobs starting to give it a peek there on the bottom side. He backs off. He's got a little help with that 77 car. Those guys might be working together somewhat. 77 running in the 5th position. Justin Hassel here in the 27, running in the 10th position. Kind of out there starting to reeled in. He's indicated that he might have some damage on the right side of that car. So that A&B sponsor, number 27 Ford, indicating to his pit crew that he has got some damage, he thinks, on that right side. Just does not feel right to him right now. Sean Jacobs here now making some moves on the 60 and the 91. Sean Jacobs going to get 2 for 1 here. Sean Jacobs, Paul Brown working together. Craig Marizon and the 91 of Claudio Bardelli Jr. up on the outside line. Take a look at Craig Marizon. He's tucking in behind these guys, and the 91 up on the outside line here. A lot of new paint schemes here. We got Craig Marizon, and the 91's got a new number font on the side of his car, looking nice. Sean Jacobs making some moves. Now Sean Jacobs up in the second position. These guys got to set their sights on Paul Brown. We got a yellow flag here. We've got a yellow flag. Dana Grover on the inside that 8X car in the infield, and I heard some contact. So Dana Grover's come around, and I'm not sure what's happened there. Take a look at the replay here. Dana Grover, ahead of steam there, trying to get up through a couple cars, and then contact with the 12. And it comes across, and he's going to back this into the wall. Oh, my heavens, man, that car hit a ton at the back end. It looked like he had just had a head of steam here on John Stanley, and he drifts up. Right here, everything looks all right there, and then contact coming off. Man, it went 3 wide here. And then it looked like maybe that 12 car, just the angle of the right there, contact. Man. Now we got pits underway here. See this race off pit lane. I like when they put these cameras here at the end of pit lane so you can see this battle off pit lane. Look at this, man. I'll tell you what, Paul Brown, he's awfully good here on pit lane. Look at that, sideways with a 90 car. 90 car trying to hold on to that lead, and Paul Brown had a better pit stop. Well, the 90, oh, what happened there? The 90 in the grass. The 90 is in the grass. I don't know what happened there. So something happened with the 90. He's in the grass. Let's take a look and see what happened here. The 90 car. We'll see if we can't take a look here. Right here, the 90. Oh, the 8X comes off the track. What happened? And it gets into the 90 car. Dana Grover, I think he spun. Right there, he's got a ton of damage, man. That car is just absolutely boogered up. And then he smacks the, wow, yeah. Looks like we had some connection issues here. Uh-oh, looks like we've had some connection issues. Very interesting. Uh-oh. So a little bit of a fiasco here with maybe the new update or something. Who knows? Well, we haven't had one of those in a while. Looks like we're going to get the grid set back here and get her back going here, and we'll be an 80-lap run. So, wow, that was interesting. I think what happened is Luca had gotten DQ'd, and there was an attempt to un-DQ him, and that server did not like that. All right, looks like we're getting the server restarted here. Unfortunately, had a little bit of a snafu. All right, looks like we are back. So we will do 80 laps, and we're going to reset the grid by using the qualifying order. Actually, thanks to Will Dunbar and his effort of getting this thing back up and running. Thanks for your patience as well watching the stream here. Like everybody is, pretty much everybody's back in. This is one driver, I believe. Well, that was interesting, man. We had a little bit of a good race there going on. We got Chris Hughes back in now, so we got all 19 drivers back in. Now we're going to set the grid. Wow, what was going on? You know that? Uh-oh, yeah, don't get the cops after you. Don't get the cops after you. He's going to let you fly on this one, but next time. No. All right, I think we're going to go. So we got 1 minute of warm-up session. Then we will sort the field and have the restart. Interesting, man. We haven't had this in a long time. We're suspecting that it had something to do with the DQ beginning of the race with our last place driver. All right, here we go. Chicagoland Speedway, and we're doing 80 laps now. We've had to do a restart because of server crash. We haven't had that in a long time, but I think we might have caused that. Driver did not make the grid, and removing the DQ so they could get out and join the race may have crashed the server. All right, here we go. Real this time, I think. So we will make Vince Vaughn do another command to start the engines. So again, we'll take a look at the starting order here. The 90 and the 4 side by side there, row 1. The 60 and the 91 start in row 2. Row 3 will be Paul Brown and Sean Jacobs. Row 4, Jesus Iglesias, Chris Hughes. Starting in row 5. Thiago Gomez and Ed Palumbo in that 54 car. Jim Willis in the 53 and the 12. And John Stanley start in row 6. Starting in row 7 will be Will Dunbar and Dana Grover. Row 8 will be Preston Hassel, Gilmar Peixoto. Row 9 will be Lucas Sinfoner and Colin Madiak. Givaldo Spindola starts in row 10 in the 19th position. Well, we had a good, clean start here. Let's see if we can't make it 2 in a row. Todd Robillard will lead the field to take the green flag. The 4 of Arthur Vieira starts on the outside line here, so a little bit of a reboot. Minus 20 laps. 90 will lead the field to take the green flag. Vieira got a good start on that first one. We'll see if he can't repeat this time. Outside line's good early, but I think that the inside line, looks like Robillard might have been ready for that start. dicing around there in that pack. As we can take a look at the 53, Jim Willis. He is running in the 11th position. John Stanley just behind him, and just ahead, little battle, side-by-side battle. Willis there trying to make a spot, get around the 7 of Chris Hughes, side-by-side right there, a little contact, baby. A couple of Camaros there getting after it. Looking out of the back of Jim Willis's machine at Chris Hughes. John Stanley trying to tuck in. Oh! Boy, that was tight right there. I thought John Stanley was going to get the front taken off his car. Robillard there leading the 90. He is strong here. Kind of track I think Tom Robillard likes. The 60, Craig Marizon in second. The 77, Paul Brown in third. Jesus Iglesias is in the 4th position. Bardelli Jr. rounding out the top 5. This battle here as the 4 gets around the 24. Sean Jacobs now in 7th. Ed Palumbo looking to make some moves here. Shaking off the cobwebs. That Mellow Yellow sponsor machine. He and Thiago Gomez here battling it out. That Palumbo there. Wow, man, I'll tell you what, that is closing the door, man. Whoa. Holy smokes. It is Jesus Iglesias, Claudio Bardelli Jr. Iglesias in that Orange Crush sponsored Camaro. Running in the 4th position. Good run for him so far. Got that car up front, and Bardelli Jr. looking like he wants to get around. But take a look at Claudio Bardelli Jr.'s machine. Mark Fierro, one of his colleagues there, running with him. So, the 91 drifts up the track and gets into the wall. Bardelli Jr. hard contact with that outside wall of that 91 car. Right side damage there for Bardelli Jr. That car just shot up into the wall. He is going to have some damage he's going to have to get taken care of. This battle between Chris Hughes, Thiago Gomez here, pretty intense. Hughes on the bottom side, that 9X. Thiago Gomez up on the high side. Looks like Chris Hughes is going to take over that position. Maybe not so fast. Still battling it out. Colin Madiak, Will Dunbar, side by side. A couple Fords here. Mustang battle as Colin Madiak taking that spot. Will Dunbar now Dell-sponsored Microsoft Mustang. Now back to the 14th position. Paul Brown here in the 77. Thiago Gomez, man, starting to use that outside line. This guy come to play here tonight now. He swings down to the low line as a 91, trying to figure out what he's going to do. Bardelli Jr. is trying to follow Jesus Iglesias, gets through. Iglesias looking racy here tonight. The 91, Bardelli Jr. getting around the 77 of Paul Brown. Oh, that got intense there. Take a look at this, Jesus Iglesias. A little replay of this. Down to the bottom side, trying to get around there, can't do it. Drifts, almost gets into the 77 car. Looked like he was going to go to the high line. And he goes down to that bottom line and slips by the 77 car. 91 dives down to that line too and helps him through. Iglesias going back down to that bottom line and helps Bardelli Jr. out. Robillard continuing to lead here in this 90 car. Paul Brown said, you know what, I think I want to take that spot back. Iglesias gets by, so he's going to use that toe from Bardelli Jr. And he's now getting by Jesus Iglesias. Bardelli gets by. And Iglesias doesn't want, he didn't want to give up that position, but he's going to try to fight back with the 77, slams the door. Great racing there. Look at this battle here between the 24 and the 4. Sean Jacobs in that 24 car. The 4 of Archer Vieira battling it out, and Sean Jacobs getting that spot. Jacobs on the move here in the Western Auto Parts sponsor machine. Archie Vieira in the 4, that NASCAR BR sponsor machine. Look at that, man. Oh boy, some contact there between Sean Jacobs and the 22 of Jesus Iglesias. Oh, there is contact. There is contact. Jesus laid the door to him. Side by side here early in this run. 13 laps in, and Sean Jacobs trying to make a pass on Jesus Iglesias. He finally clears him, but man, that was interesting. Iglesias in heavy traffic now. He's trying to figure out how he can get up to this high side and get a piece of this. He has no room. Jim Willis going to try to slip by as well. Take a look at Jim Willis here. Iglesias goes up to the high side, finally finds a spot to get in. Jim Willis drives down to the inside line. He's going to try his luck down there. The 4 dives down. That helps Jim Willis out. Iglesias trying to find a way to get in the tow here, and he keeps trying to move his way through traffic, and these guys get linked up and use the tow. Now John Stanley going to get by, so Jesus Iglesias dropping back to the 10th position. He was running 4th early on. He's driving pretty aggressively right now. Let's take a look at this. 13, the 7, and the 9X. Colin Matiak to the inside of the 7 car. Little battle here. Good manufacturer battle there between the Camaro and the Mustang. Matiak gets by. Jim Willis here, he's wanting to move this 53 car up, get by that 54, put those numbers in order. That Black Rifle Coffee Company Camaro now gets by Ed Palumbo and takes over the 7th position. Matiak and Gomez now catching up to the 22. I think the 22 has used his stuff up as a 13, getting by the 22. Iglesias now back to the 12th position as the 13 moves up to 11. Track is racy, man. Look at this. Claudio Bardelli Jr. gets by Todd Robillard. Take a look at this replay. As the 91 goes down to the bottom side here and gets by that 90. Putting them in order in one pass, and these guys putting them out of order there. 91 versus the 90. Stretching. Take a look at this as 27, Preston Hassel and that AMD sponsor machine getting by the 68, Givaldo Spindola. Spindola now back to 16th. Take a look at Lucas Simpner in the 21 car. New paint scheme there for him and that Team Lucas school bus colored machine. And now running in the 14th position. Waldo Spindola and Dana Grover here battling it out. Dana Grover in the 8X car. Trying to get by Givaldo Spindola. Grover not able to pull off that pass. Take a look at the 13 and the 12. Colin Matiak starting to get his groove back here a little bit. And here's first race back in a long time. So he gets by 12, so Colin Matiak starting to move up the grid. Matiak up to the 8th position, cracking the top 10, and he's now working on the back of that 54, Ed Palumbo. Palumbo now letting John Stanley get by too. He's going to tuck in. He might have some handling issues right now to that machine. Now Palumbo back to the 11th position. John Stanley takes over P10. Pontiac now up to the 53. 7th place car. 13 getting by that 53 car, and Thiago Gomez going to follow him through. We're starting to get some guys make pit stops here. Ed Palumbo on pit lane, maybe a little bit of an early pit for the 54. He is pitting about a lap earlier, so we're starting to hear guys indicate they're coming down pit lane. Take a look at Paul Brown running in the 3rd position. This is the 54 taking service. He finishes up his pit stop, comes back out on track. Bardelli Jr. still continuing to lead here in this 91 car. About a 2.5 lead over 2nd place car, Sean Jacobs. Paul Brown in 3rd. Craig Marizon in the 4th position. Matiak up to 5th. Guys on pit lane. Robillard on pit lane here in the 90. He's had a strong car here, so a little bit of an early pit stop for the 90 car. Bardelli Jr. is known. Oh, Robillard's got a penalty. Robillard has a penalty. '91 still has not made that pit stop, and he's been known to take those long green flag runs. Here he comes. He's coming off the track. Got to be very careful here, man. Easy to speed. That pit line comes up quickly. Lucas Sinfner now the race leader in the 21 car. We're getting some indication that Todd Robillard sped on pit lane. You know what that means? The copper's out. Winking at Todd right there, and Todd having to do the penalty for speeding on pit lane. '21. '21 making a pit stop. Dana Grover is the race leader. Jesus Iglesias on pit lane shown in the 2nd position, but Grover still has not made a pit stop here. So he's the race leader. See the 4 of RG Vieta coming back out on track on that bottom line. So Dana Grover is the race leader. Bardelli Jr. shown in 2nd. Brown 3rd. Palumbo is 4th. John Stanley coming down pit lane. Oh, look at that. Dana Grover off the track. He's coming down pit lane. You got to be very careful here. Hard on the brakes to keep from speeding. Dana Grover making a pit stop. We got a yellow flag here. As Dana Grover finishing up his pit stop, we have a yellow flag. So a yellow flag. Oh my heavens, man. These guys are finishing up pit stops. Marizon, Peixoto, Vieta, all involved. Let's see what happened. Meg Marizon up on the outside line. Oh, and the 1X gets up the track, gets into the 60 car, and then, oh, hard into the wall. And there may be some ancillary stuff right there as well. Take a look here. See the 1X just loses it right there, and it comes up, gets into the 60 car. Those guys go spinning. And Peixoto gets nailed. He's in the track. Take a look at Jomar as that car gets loose right there. He tries to catch it. He gets into the 60, and there's going to be some secondary incident here. He's hard into the wall. And then he comes down, and right here, the 4 has nowhere to go. He clips him. And the 4 car goes spinning. Take a look at the 4. He's going to hit this car that's actually in the track, and it spins him. And then hard into the wall. All right, that was a tough break there for Jomar. He got into the wall. And then it looked like he was just dug into the track there. That was kind of crazy. But unfortunately, it collected Craig Marzon and Arthur Fieta as well. Don't forget the Saturday Night Thunder headed your way tomorrow at 8 p.m. This is Beat the Broadcaster night. We'll be at Bristol Motor Speedway to kick off a brand new season, season number 2, 200 laps at Bristol, race number 1. And it is the Saturday Night Thunder Cup mod, and a lot of fun, man. Guys really like this mod, and we have a lot of caution-free races. I think we had 1 caution flag at Martinsville. Man, it's a very, very tough series, but very competitive, but a clean racing series. If you want some great racing, great pit strategy type of racing, come on out and join us in the Saturday Night Thunder at Bristol Motor Speedway. So these guys making pit stops now. Some of these guys have just come back off pit lane anyway, so maybe staying out. All right, looks like Lucas Infer is elected to stay out. Those guys have pitted just before this caution flag. He and Jim Willis. Actually, it looks like those, I take it back, man. It looks like those guys, Jim Willis might be at the tail end of the lead lap, so he might be getting a wave around here. Fieta. So this is a little bit of an interesting situation. Willis is definitely a wave-around car in that 53. So he'll be back. Well, he's technically on the lead lap now, but he'll be able to drive all the way around, get the tail end of the field, but he can't pit. But I think he pitted just before the caution flag, so really not going to hurt him a huge amount. Definitely going to help more than it hurts. And Lucas Sinfner is coming down pit lane. In this 21 car, and that's going to give the race lead to Dana Grover, I believe. In the 8X machine, get things sorted out. Looks like we're getting a 1 to go, and Jim Willis driving around, getting his lap back. As now we got Givaldo Spindola in second up on the outside line. It's going to be interesting here. Got some new faces up front here. Dana Grover, Givaldo, Colin, Thiago. Did I say Thiago? Givaldo, Thiago, Colin, Dana. Different players here up front. All right, back to green. Back to green is the 8X. Gets a good jump there on that restart. And the 13 looking to get around here early on this restart. Not able to do it here. So you can tell that 13 wants by. He's pressuring that 8X machine. This guy's running away a little bit. Peixoto's, penalty. Got a penalty here. Peixoto there goes up and smacks the wall, so he's had some issues after going down pit lane. We took this penalty away there. We got a bogus penalty. Bardelli Jr. and Sean Jacobs battling it out. Look at this. They're about ready to go 3 wide. Ed Palumbo's in this mix as well. 24-54 the 91 battling it out. Paul Brown getting in this mix. He says, I want to play too. In the 91 battling it out. Paul Brown down to the inside, getting by that 91. Bardelli Jr. now back to 6th. Dana Grover still leading. Got some company though. 13, 24 on the move. Sean Jacobs on the move right now. He's been fast. He's down to the inside, maybe a little bit of help from Ed Palumbo. The outside, Sean Jacobs using this outside line here, side by side. He could get a little risky early in the run. And Palumbo looking like he wants to get around in that 54 car, Bello Yalo sponsor machine. He's running in P4. Take a look at Preston Hassel, Givaldo Spindola here battling it out. Preston Hassel, oh man, he got a little bit loose. Preston Hassel got loose, almost lost that car. Jesus Iglesias getting by Givaldo Spindola, but Preston Hassel drifted up here a little bit. This car is skatey. 27 car skatey a little bit. Jesus Iglesias giving him all he wants right now. Jesus in the 22. He's going to the high line now. He dives down to the inside line. He wants around this 27 car. That car almost came around. 27 car almost lost the back end of that. Take a look at Craig Marizon. Here running in the 60 car. He and John Stanley battling it out. That Magpul Dynamic sponsor Camaro now has that John Staple Gun Stanley on the bottom side. Staple Gun gets by. Marizon now looking on the low side. John Stanley slamming the door. Not on your life, buddy. '91 and the 77 nose to tail. Bardelli Jr. in 5th. Paul Brown in the 4th position. Alamadiak leading as he's gotten around Dana Grover. And Madiak has gotten that spot. We'll take a look at the replay here. I think. Take a look at this pass here from the 13 car getting by the 8X. 8X drifts up and the 13 uses that opening to get by. And that's going to be a little bit of a freight train, I think. Looking out of the back of Colin Madiak's machine, see Dana Grover up on the high line. There's Paul Brown getting by. Claudio Bardelli Jr. also getting by, I believe. Go back here to live as Ed Palumbo and Colin Madiak now battling, so he's losing positions to these guys. These guys starting to team up a little bit. Now you can do that here at this track, man. You team up, get a little bit of a draft, and you can get around guys. Oh, the 13 almost gets into that 77 car. Madiak almost gets into Paul Brown. He had a head of steam on the outside line and almost got into the back of him. That right there, man. These guys are diving into the turn. The 91 trying to hold on to that spot. Bardelli Jr. right now running in the 4th position. Preston Hassel and Dana Grover here battling. Preston Hassel in the 27. The 8X of Dana Grover up on the high line. Preston Hassel getting by and taking over P7. Oh, Iglesias hard on the brakes. Almost got into Dana Grover. He had a head of steam as well. Got a huge draft here, and we'll watch this. Take a look at this. Watch the back end of this car get squirrely. Right there, man. He gets squirrely in there. Almost comes around. Just gets into that 8X machine. Marizon wanting to get by, not able to get by. Iglesias has to back off. Ed Palumbo, Claudio Bardelli Jr. here battling it out. We're on lap 46. Ed Palumbo now trying to climb up to the 2nd position as Sean Jacobs is leading. In great side-by-side battle here. A couple champions there racing side-by-side. A lot of championships in that top 5. 91, the 54, neither one of these want to give up that 2nd position. Holy smokes. Yeah, Palumbo now looks like he's got a little help with that 77 car. There's battling there. Look at this. Yeah, Palumbo there diving down. He has got to protect that low side. That scrubs off some speed from the 77. Alamadiak up in the wall. Something's happened to him. Not sure what's happened here, but Madiak was up in the wall. Something's happened to Colin Madiak. We got a yellow flag. Oh, the 90 gets into the 50. The 91 gets into the 54. Under caution. Take a look and see what happened here with Colin Madiak. Got down into the 9X machine, and then the 13 gets up the track. Oh, and hard into the wall. Looks like he and Thiago Gomez got together. Right here, like 9X and the 13. They look at those guys. 9X got a little loose. 13 came down. A whole lot going on there. See what we can do here as far as that Bardelli Jr. secondary incident here. Watch this. Bardelli Jr. just, I think he was looking down and didn't expect to come up on the 54 so fast, and then just kind of panicked, it looked like, and tried to avoid him, and he got the car out of whack, and then that car came around and gets up into a 54 car. Yeah, he must have been checking some gauges or something, and they got into the 54. It's an uncharacteristic deal out of the 91 car. You can see that right there. He just got squirrely, came down on the apron, and then tried to hang on. He couldn't do it, and got up into the 54. It certainly wasn't on purpose, but. .24 coming down pit lane, leading the field. Get another good view of a great battle off pit lane. Paul Brown in the 77 as well. Dana Grover staying out on track. Paul Brown, another good pit stop out of him. Sean Jacobs. Paul Brown beating Sean Jacobs off pit lane. Paul Brown may have done a two-tire stop. See Dana Grover coming down pit lane. Paul Brown's going to be the race leader. 77 will lead the field, take the green flag. See the 24, Sean Jacobs second, Archie Vieta third, Preston Hassel is fourth. All right. We're going to get the one to go here, I believe. John Stanley peeking down pit lane. Maybe he's got something up his sleeve here with some fuel mileage situation. So keep your eye on this 12. The diehard sponsored Mustang crew may have a little pit strategy up their sleeve. We'll see. So Paul Brown is going to start on the inside line. The 24, Sean Jacobs, starts up on the outside line. The 4 of Archie Vieta will start in row 2 on the bottom. 27, Preston Hassel has that car up in the 4th position on this restart. 9X and the 7 side by side. All right, here we go. Lights are out on the pace car. It's 77. Outlaw Racing Fuel sponsored Camaro. Paul Brown will lead the field to take the green flag here to start lap 54. We're back to green. That last run was aggressive. What's it going to be like now? These guys still have to make another pit stop. They cannot make it on fuel. We got a quick yellow here. Tons of guys sideways. Cautions, precautions. Take a look at the 60. He makes it through. 21 down on the apron. Looks like Vieta's come around as well. Archie Vieta off the pace. Cautions, breed cautions. Paul Brown is the leader. You got Jomar Peixoto getting the lucky dog. He's going to get a lap back. Something happened to Archie Vieta. I mean, he's off the pace there, so there's definitely something that's going on with him. Take a look here. Vieta goes to the outside and got into Preston Hassel, it looks like. Take a look at this out of the front of Chris Hughes' machine. Vieta climbs up the track and gets into Preston Hassel, and those guys coming across. Maybe some guys did a great job there behind of missing that. Arizon, he's had a busy night, man. Watch this. It's going to be a whole lot in his face here soon. Right there. Guys coming around. Ed Palumbo does a great job of missing that. Holy smokes. Watch this, out of the front of Ed Palumbo's machine. Watch this drive and working this wheel. Whoa! Ho, ho, ho! Oh, my heavens, man, that 54 car. What a move. You got to watch that again. That is a move. Ed Palumbo. Look at that right there, man. He just got lucky, a little bit lucky right there, too. Holy smokes. Wish there was a better view of that. I can't choose another camera, but watch that 54 car. Just, we'll back her up. I hit the wrong key. That is crazy good driving right there. He sees it. He's going down to the bottom line. He sees those guys getting in. He's anticipating, and then the 27 sliding across the track right there in front of him. Oh, my heavens. That is craziness. This Jim Willis, he's got to look at that too. Holy smokes. I think these guys might have enough fuel to make it to the end. Very interesting. Preston Hassel had a little bit of damage there on that, so he's gotten some repairs done to that machine. Preston, one of our New Hampshire drivers. We'll take a look at Preston Hassel here in the AMD sponsored machine. The 27 car. Been racing with Preston for a long time. I mentioned this the other day in the iRacing event. I've known Preston for darn near 20 years through High Octane Racing League. We go way back. Ed Palumbo, one of those old guard HORL guys as well. Sean Jacobs. I probably know Sean the longest of anybody here, to be honest with you. I mean, we raced together, let's say, starting about 2003. So he'd come in a couple years after the league had switched over and started racing. In 2001, we switched over to NASCAR 4. Todd Robillard also racing for him quite a few years. We go way back, man. It's 2001. Been racing. Taking some several breaks along the way. Getting some couple of degrees there going on, and life in the way. Spent some time in Australia. Yeah, here we go. The 90 car is going to lead the field here. We kind of get these guys lined back up. It looks like we maybe have another lap in us. Take a look at the schedule here. Oh, I didn't get this right schedule up there, do I? Do I have a right schedule? I don't think I do. Yeah, I do. There we go. Chicagoland Speedway. All right, I got spooked there for a second. Talladega coming up next week. That's going to be a big one. Might have 25 drivers out for that, with Dover coming up on the 29th of April. Darlington Raceway. It'll be the newer version of thanks to Mike Schreiner. Darlington Raceway. Memphis coming up. That'll be an interesting one on May the 13th. Texas Motor Speedway on May the 20th. Charlotte Motor Speedway on the 27th. And then starting off June, finishing out the season at Gateway Raceway on June the 3rd. 120 laps there. So an interesting season here in the Buschwackers series. Got Memphis is going to be that big question mark. I think they've got that track kind of dialed in and working good enough for us. Well, Robillard has the car back up front in the 90. John Stanley is in second. The 8X of Dana Grover will start in the third position. Paul Brown will start fourth. The 24 Western Auto sponsored machine of Sean Jacobs starts in the fifth position. The 9X of Tiago Gomez starts sixth. Bardelli Jr. will start seventh. Jesus Iglesias starts in the eighth position. Now Jesus, he's been aggressive here tonight. We'll put a big question mark by the Jesus Barbecue Iglesias machine. Orange Crush, sponsored Camaro. He's been aggressive here tonight, so I got to be really careful on cold tires. Rubber laid down on the track, so it's slick there. And also, guys are going to have that intensity level turned up a little bit. What may have been, hey, I'll let you have it, may not be that way here with approaching 20 laps to go. Here we go, the pace car is off. Here we go, back to green. There out to a good jump, as a good lead there as the 12 car following him. But out of the back, Todd Robillard's machine, they're getting after it there. Oh! Somebody's in the wall. Looks like Argivero might be in the wall. No, that's Jesus Iglesias. He's in the wall. And they are wrecking. Here they go. They're wrecking. They were wanting to wreck. Somebody was wanting to wreck. Holy smokes, man. Somebody got into the wall. I think that was the 22 car. Something happened there. He got up in the wall. Following this action here, so it may have been behind him. A little bit missed that, so let's see if we can't figure out what the heck went on here. Dana Grover came around. There was contact right there between the 24 and the 22. And then they're four wide, and the 24 gets into the 8X, and then there's all heck breaking loose. Dana Grover up in the wall, 54 up in the wall. What happened here? So there's shenanigans going on there. And there's something happened to Ed Palumbo. He gets hit hard. See what happens. They're wrecking right there. The 8X machine. Might have been contact there, maybe between the 91 and the 8X. Nope. Wrecking all right there. The 8X down, gets into the 54, and up into the 22 car. That 54 off the ground. Something happened to that 8X machine. Right here, and I don't know if there was contact or not, but he ends up drifting up right there. He gets into Sean Jacobs. They were three wide. This is a little bit early. You see the 8X coming way down the track right there. This is a little bit earlier here, and then he comes back up the track, gets into Sean Jacobs. And that whole thing just ends up continuing right there. We figured it out now. We got her figured out, I believe. Looks like maybe Ed Palumbo might have retired his machine. Too much damage on that car. So Ed Palumbo in the 54 reporting there's a ton of damage to that machine. He's going to take this mellow yellow down pit lane and see if this pit crew can figure out what's going on. Actually, he doesn't even make it down to pit lane, and he ends up retiring. So unfortunately for the 54, just a victim of circumstance. All right, the 90 is back to the race lead. John Stanley in second. I told you the intensity level was going to go up. They kind of figure out what the heck was going on there. My heavens, man. This thing, this reboot has caused guys to turn up the aggressiveness. It wasn't quite this bad, I think, in that first little deal. And they were a little bit aggressive, but man, they're being extra aggressive in this one. I don't know what's going on. The Chicagoland really, you got to take chances here. It's hard to pass. And on these restarts, now you start winding down the laps here. You're looking at, approaching 65 laps in, 15 laps to go. It's go time. No worrying about pit stops unless you got some damage you got to get repaired. Hey, thanks for coming in here. Peace to everybody out there. Hope everybody's behaving themselves and having a good Easter weekend. Happy Good Friday and also happy Easter this Sunday. Thanks for coming in here and watching the race tonight here on TurnLeftTV. Thanks for being patient. You can share my videos with all your friends. No worries about that. Anywhere you can share YouTube videos, you're more than welcome to share mine. If you'd like to help me out, click on the link down on the Fanatec website and follow them. Follow that link if you're interested in purchasing something there. Help me out by using that link. I greatly appreciate it. Also, if you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeftTV, there's a button right up in the banner of the channel, and that's straight to PayPal. If you'd like to make a donation. Thanks to all those folks who have. And here we go, man. Who's going to win this thing? Well, we'll see. Just hang out and watch us right here on TurnLeftTV. Only way to find out is watch it right here, huh? Maybe somebody can tell you, but it's better to watch it right here. One car out of the race, 64 laps in. Tough break there for Ed Palumbo. His first race back in a while. Been having a good time walking his dog. Enjoying the weather that's 80 degrees one day and windy and cold the next day. So he was talking about that. Sounds like pretty much what happens around this time of the year. Looks like the 90s elected to stay in that bottom lane. That puts John Stanley in the 12 car up on the outside line. 77 starts on the inside, row 2. 9X up on the outside line, row 2. That's Tiago Gomez. Will Dunbar has his car up to the 6th position, an 88 car. Well, he's having an interesting run here. He's quietly gotten that car near the front, so we'll see what can happen there with that 88. Speaking of the 88, I want to say thank you so much to Will Dunbar for letting me broadcast the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospitals charity race at Daytona the other night on Wednesday. iRacing. That's right, man. We dipped our toes a little bit into iRacing and doing a broadcast, and got a little work to do. Clean up some things here, but I had a lot of fun. I want to say thanks. It was some fun racing there at Daytona Road Course. What a great course, man. I'd say probably, it's definitely top 5. I said it was second favorite, but I would say Olton Park's number 1 for me. Baku is number 2. Daytona Road Course, I'd say, is number 3 for me. Maybe Indianapolis Road Course would be number 4. But nonetheless, what a great charity event that we did the other night for these guys. And we're going back green here. Sorry about that. Got a little winded. Going back green. See if Will Dunbar can come off a great night the other night in that charity race with a good finish here. 66 laps in. Todd Robillard's the leader, but Paul Brown in the 77 has that car in the second position. Bardelli Jr. is third. John Stanley having a good run. He's in the fourth position. Side by side here now, Sean Jacobs and Will Dunbar. Little Camaro versus Mustang action. Craig Marazon in this mix as well. In that 60 car, Magpul Dynamics sponsored machine. On board here with him, he's got a strong car. You can tell he's all over the back of that 88 right now. These guys are nose to tail across the start-finish line. Good battling back here. Thiago Gomez in the 27 of Preston Hassel. Also Jim Willis. Colin Matiak getting after it. Tell you what, man, Colin Matiak starts making a habit of getting here and shaking off those cobwebs. He's going to start racking up wins like he did before. A couple championships. We're doing some GT3 racing, I believe. This 9X, wanting to get around that 27. Paul Brown continuing, or excuse me, Todd Robillard continuing to lead. Paul Brown right there, just behind him in the second position. See Claudio Bardelli Jr. in third. Sean Jacobs up to the fourth position. Take a look at Chris Hughes here in the 7 car battling Givaldo Spindola. Givaldo down to the inside line. Jesus Iglesias in this mix as well. Getting aggressive right now. Oh, pitched into the wall. We're going to have a caution flag. We're going to have a caution flag. Spindola comes across into the grass, and we got another car spinning. Givaldo Spindola through the grass. We saw that happening right there. Holy smokes. Little caution flag. We'll see what happened here as Givaldo got pinched up in the wall, I believe. Or a 7 car got pinched in the wall. We'll see. Right here coming off the turn. That is tight right there, but looks like the 7 had gotten into the wall. You know, I don't know if they were going to make that anyway. And then Givaldo down into the 8X. Dana Grover going through the grass to save that, and the 68 back up onto the track. See right here. Just kind of pinched him up right there into that wall. The 7, Chris Hughes got kind of pinched, I believe. Chris Hughes right here on board here with him, and he's just going to end up trying to squeeze that in there. But I mean, Givaldo off the turn and drifted up into the 7 car. Just kept going. 7 was pretty high exit on that turn too. They're side by side through the turn. I mean, there's nothing he can do. He's just got a high exit right there, and he's just going to have to keep climbing up the track, and they're just going to run out of rope. Right there into the wall. Wish we had some alternate camera views of that, but yeah. Jesus Iglesias barely makes it around. And we're going back to live here. Yes, sir. All right. Sorry, a little conversation going on in my ear, but man, that was an interesting caution, that's for sure. He got squeezed up there, but I will say this, man. This is intensity level just going to get cranked up another notch, that's for sure. Straight up to 10. Or if you've watched, if you ever watched the movie This Is Spinal Tap, these go to 11. You have to watch it. If you've never watched This Is Spinal Tap, that movie, you have to watch it and you'll understand what that one means. Love that movie, man. It's such a funky humor. You know, Rob Reiner, and one of my favorite movies, really. All the drummers that keep spontaneously combusting or dying in some mysterious way. Not to tell you the whole movie, but it's a great one. So the intensity level's going to 11, not 10. These go to 11. 77 car starting on the outside. He's been quiet tonight. He's been a little lucky to missing some stuff, but he's been quiet here. And that gets me thinking about this 77 car. You know, he's always finds a way to eke out a win, doesn't he? I think we're going to get the one to go this time by. Don't forget, tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, will be an 80-lap race at Pocono, the Tricky Triangle, the Saturday Showdown Series. 2 races to go in that series. And we're going to have a good one tomorrow at Pocono to finish out the season at Kentucky Speedway on April the 23rd. So a good 100-lapper. We got a score to settle at Pocono coming up tomorrow, and it'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Another guy's been quiet here tonight is Jim Willis in the 53 car. He's in the top 10, running in ninth position. Madiak in his first race back in the top 10 in that 13 car, starting on the outside. Robillard is elected to take that inside line, and that gives a 77 car the outside line. Got a little help there, I think, on the outside line with Sean Jacobs. Those guys tend to work together a little bit. 24 to the 77, the 90, and the 91 on the inside line. I think Claudio Bardelli Jr. is smart enough to know that if he works with somebody, he's going to have a better shot here of winning. And again, another one of those guys that seems to get that car up front when the chips are down. So here we go. The pace car's in, and we're going to start lap 76, scheduled to go 80 laps. You see that bottom line got a good start. The 77 tucks in, but the 91 going to dive up onto the eye line. That may end up being a bad deal. Now he dives down to the bottom side. Try to throw the block. 77 back to the outside line. Did not get a good restart. 20, now they're all jumbled up. They're 3 wide down the backstretch. 3 wide down the backstretch. The 9X going to try to dip in there. The 91 closing the door. It's the 77 now stuck up on the outside line. He needs a drafting partner. He needs a drafting partner. They're sideways. Marazon is sideways, and he's now spinning. Yellow flag coming out. The 60 car coming around. I saw that happening, but man, I tell you what, Paul Brown did not get the better end of that deal. He's back to 4th now. So we're under caution. We're going to have green-white checker here. We are going to have a green-white checker. My heavens. Something happened. Marazon came around, and I don't know whether there was some help there or not. Take a look here and see what happened. See, drifted up there is that 27 car, and he gets into the 60. mean, those guys, 60 car spins, but those guys go on. What Madiak saw out of this deal. There, he had a ringside seat for that, didn't he? We're here, Kyle Madiak. You see that 27 drifting up. I don't know whether he had some help there from Iglesias or not. Trying to watch that part of it. Man, these guys did a great job of avoiding that. Watch here as Marizon, and I don't know if there was help. It doesn't look like there was. It looks just like the 27 car got frisky down there on the bottom and came up. Those guys did a great job of avoiding that spinning car. Don Stanley here, watch this, at the front of his machine. You see that all unfolding. And Marizon spinning. Simpson had a good look at that as well. Take a look at the front of Lucas Simpson's machine, all unfolding right there. He sees white smoke and does a great job of avoiding the 60 car. Back here live is the 91 running in third. Robillard is the leader. car, the leader, and we got a green-white checker here at Chicagoland. We have had a little bit of a messy race here, I'll be honest with you. So green-white checker. Now Madiak ducked down pit lane. He's on pit lane. Lucas Simpler's on pit lane. Interesting here. These guys maybe doing some getting some fresh tires. The 60. He's on pit lane there. Probably a little damage there. Definitely some boogered up tires for the 60 car. Sean Jacobs in second. I think, I'm telling you, Sean Jacobs been good on restarts here. That last restart was good for Sean. He and played it smart there. Paul started, kind of just got hung out to dry a little bit, got the wrong spot, the wrong time, started falling back, and he's now back to fifth. Sean Jacobs just capitalized. He went by. Take a look at Paul Brown here in the 77 car, and the 88, Will Dunbar just behind him. The 27 will have to come down pit lane and start at the end of the longest line here on that restart. So a tough late race caution on the 27. So the rule is, I probably should have a graphic there to show the rule, but the rule is this, that if somebody's at fault with the caution flag, we've had a couple that have been sort of on the fence there. We tend to try to rule, on the side that, it's not really questionable. Sometimes I hit them, sometimes I miss them, and if I feel like I'm close, I'm probably going to end up calling it a racing deal. But nonetheless, race control sees that it is somebody's fault. Then the rule is with the 2 to go, they drive down pit lane and start at the end of the longest line. So we find that the honor system, for some reason, that we do on Saturday nights isn't really much of an honor system. It's just guys just kind of being quiet and not really accepting. So we have this rule when somebody's looking at the spectator view, make those calls. Well, we've got a couple guys that have come down pit lane. Sifter came down pit lane. Of course, Marizon was on pit lane. I think Colin Madiak on pit lane as well. So a couple of guys diving on pit lane late and may end up picking up some valuable positions here on a green-white checker. I am a little dubious that it is going to end under green. We'll see. 90 car in a good position. 24 car in a good position. Bardelli Jr. fast. Gomez is fast. That guy, that race program for Thiago Gomez has really, really improved here this season. I've seen a huge improvement out of Thiago. I mean, the guy can flat out drive a race car. And I just think, you know, in some cases, Thiago goes out, shows that, you know, how well he can handle that car. But, you know, sometimes he gets those tires used up. But once he kind of figures out that part of it, I think this 9X car is going to start clicking off some wins. But look where he's at right now. He's in P4. Another guy here we're going to watch, I think two guys here, Jim Willis and Chris Hughes. Those guys going to start back in the pack there, about mid-pack together. John Stanley also looking maybe to crack that top 5. He's running in the 8th position here on this restart. So we'll see who works with who. There's probably some deals being made right now. Robillard wanting a little help out of Claudio Bardelli Jr. I honestly think Bardelli Jr. and Robillard, that combination there on the bottom line, they got the 77 car down there as well. That's looking a little promising right now. 24, questionable on what he's going to do. Is he going to dive down to the bottom line? He's going to stay up here and try to work that high line. I think the 24 wants to get a race win. Of course, all these guys do. Be a huge race win for that 9X car. He is in the hunt here. Again, fast on the short runs. Remember, these guys didn't come down pit lane, so they're going to be starting on, you know, a few bits of rubber off that of those tires. So not pristine. And you see the 90 car spins the back of that car. Pinching him down is the 24. The 90 gathers it up. Little help from the 91. 90 car inches out here. Now, does he have the muscle here to hold on to this thing? Don't get out there too far. Getting out too far is going to be a bad deal. He's in a spot where he wants to be, because if a caution flag flies, 77 and the 22 and the 91 getting after it here, but if this caution flag comes out, he's in a great position. Paul Brown in second, gets by Bardelli Jr. Jesus Iglesias, he's trying to get by the 91. The 12 car and the 24 car getting after it. Todd Robillard out there. He's probably out a little bit too far. The 77 closing in. Down the backstretch on the last lap. 1 to go here. The 90 car trying to hold on. He has the muscle, I think, to come off this turn and get this race win. The 90 car, Todd Robillard, picks up the win here in the Windy City. Wow. That got intense, and it was clean. Wrecking after the bell. Congratulations to Todd Robillard on getting the race win here. So Robillard with the win in that Freightliner-sponsored Camaro. So awesome race there to the finish. Congratulations to the 90 team. Todd Robillard gets the win here at Chi-Town. Somebody giving him a congratulatory demolishing. Well, wow, that was an interesting finish, that's for sure. Robillard in the right place at the right time when the caution flag flew. see if we can't find the screenshot for Pete's sakes. I think we found it. Wow, that was interesting. I think it's a little bit of effort here to get to the screenshot, but congratulations to Todd Robillard here. We'll see if we can't get him in the booth here in just a minute. We want to take a look at the final results here. My heavens, man. Special results here tonight. The green-white checker. Robillard gets the victory. Paul Brown finishes in the second position. Finishing in third is Jesus Iglesias. John Stanley fourth. Claudio Bardelli Jr. finishes in the fifth position. Sean Jacobs sixth. Jim Willis finishes in that seventh position. Archie Vieira is eighth. Will Dunbar finishes in ninth. And Chris Hughes finishes in the 10th position. Finishing in 11th is Thiago Gomez in the 9X machine. Colin Madiak finishes in the 12th position. Dana Grover 13th. Gilmar Peixoto, Preston Hassel 14th and 15th. You see Lucas Infer finishes in the 16th position. Givaldo Spindle is 17th. Craig Marizon 18th. Ed Palumbo finishes in the 19th position in the 54 car. Well, interesting finish to that race, that is for sure. And I had a feeling, man, that reboot that we had to do, and that just seemed to turn up the intensity level a little bit. We'll get see if we can get Todd Robillard up here in the booth with us. All right, Todd Robillard up here in the booth with us. Thanks for being patient, man. I appreciate it. We had to search for the screenshot. I don't think I actually did a very good job on the screenshot, but that was an interesting finish. Talk about that green-white checker for you.
Yeah, it just kind of fell into my lap there. I didn't think we were going to have all those cautions at the end, but something to say about being in the right place at the right time.
Well, maybe a little bit of, kind of redemption there because we had to do the reboot, and I know probably not something any of the drivers wanted to see, but especially you. You know, you had that car up front, and it looked like on that reboot you had some early trouble.
Yeah, had a pit road speed penalty that wouldn't clear. I went down pit road a couple of times, and luckily another caution had come out, or I would have been more than 2 laps down at that point.
Well, we had I think the reboot part of it, we had maybe a little bit of a tick up in intensity or aggressiveness, and it seemed to get some guys into trouble. But this, overall, I think the racing looked pretty fun. I mean, you can make the high line work, you can make the low line work. You needed some friends out there. Talk about how you felt really just overall with the race.
Yeah, the racing was good. Once the tires started to wear a little bit and we got spread out, it was easy to manage gaps between you and another car. And also, guys weren't, once they had a little bit of wear on their tires, they weren't as aggressive, I guess, because they realized that the tire drop off is pretty significant here. It's tough to drive it hard into the corner once the tires start to wear. You really have to manage them here on the longer runs.
I think this is a track that it could be a disaster as far as wrecks, caution after caution. But you did get to see one green flag pit stop, and wouldn't this be a fun race to see come down to just straight up pit strategy? Oh,
sure would. There was a lot of times that the caution fell and I know we were all looking at our fuel mileage thinking, boy, if I pit now, I could make it to the end of the race. And just the way the cautions ended up falling one after another there, it took everybody's strategy out of it. And, you know, we were pretty much stuck in the spot we were in. I mean, for me, obviously, it was a little bit different. But once I got back on the lead lap, I didn't really mess with anybody. I didn't, you know, my strategy I was in the back when I first started back on the lead lap, so I just kind of picked my way through, and then everybody pitted, thinking that was going to be the last time they were going to pit for the race. And as it was, all those caution flags flew. I didn't even need to pit because we saved so much fuel just running under caution.
And I think the elephant in the room here too, and I don't know how much you want to throw your pit crew under the bus there, but it just seemed like that 77 car crew had the right rhythm there tonight to get around you on pit lane quite a few times. Did you guys have the conversation on the radio with your pit crew?
Of course. You know, when you add a couple of seconds to a pit stop, that's an eternity on pit road. You see how many guys get out before you, and it's hard to just watch those guys pass you, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to sit there and wait, you know, until the time runs out so you can leave.
Sounds like the pit crew's going to get the cheap beer here tonight.
If they get any.
Well, hey, congratulations. You know, a good win here at Chicagoland. Always a fun track to get a big win at. Next week is Talladega. That's a crapshoot. How do you feel about your chances there at Dega?
I don't mind running the plate tracks, but, you know, again, it's like what happened tonight. It's if guys can't race smart throughout the race, we end up with a bunch of cautions. And, you know, if we can just run in line, get some laps down, and get to the last, you know, quarter of the race before we really start to race hard, I'm sure it'll be a decent race to watch.
Yeah, and a big field here tonight, and I would expect probably going to be a big field at Dega next week. Good luck to you, and good win. Congratulations. Enjoy. Try not to get your hair blown around here in the Windy City, and good luck to you next week.
Thanks, Heath.
All right, buddy. That's Todd Robillard here joining us up in the booth, and gets a big win, that Freightliner sponsor machine now in victory lane here in the Buschwackers series in Season 2. So keep your eye on this 90. He's got some championships under his belt and may have something to say here this season. Dega is definitely going to be a big question mark next week, I think, as we mentioned. But when you start looking at that schedule coming down, you know, some of these tracks, I think, are tracks that the 90 car really likes. A Dover, a Darlington. Those next two tracks after Dega are ones that fall right into Todd Robillard's wheelhouse. So you're going to have to keep your eye on this 90 crew. I know he's probably going to be nice to his pit crew because he's going to need them the rest of the season. So we'll see. Dover is one of those tracks where you do see some green flag pit stops. And I'll tell you what, on and off pit lane at Dover is very challenging. You mess up, you're going to lose some big-time positions at that 1 mile, the Monster Mile. It is high speed, and it's a tough track on tires, too. So keep your eyes open for that. We got some more racing headed your way this weekend, coming up tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live right here on TurnLeftTV. We got Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle, and the Saturday Showdown Series. A great series, international flavor. And I'll tell you what, man, across the pond, maybe they don't have stock cars, but they do in the virtual world, and there's some guys that get flat out got some talent there. So keep your eyes on some of those European drivers in this series. And the Pocono is a fun track, man. I think a lot of the guys that, you know, aren't, you know, sort of, you know, regular stock car racers, I even see the IndyCar guys, man, they love this track here. So expect some good racing tomorrow. It'll be live here on TurnLeftTV at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's Pocono, the Tricky Triangle, and I expect a pretty decent-sized field there. So keep your eyes out, eyes peeled for that one. And, man, we've had a fun one here tonight. I know we had a little bit of a reboot. I want to say thank you to everybody for being patient with us. You know, these things happen in the sim racing world. I mean, listen, even the professional sim racing series, these guys have these connection issues. I've seen this before in some major GT3 series racing, whether it be iRacing, it be rFactor 2, whatever the case may be. I've seen this happen. So thanks for being patient out there. We got Trax VR joining us, Jesus Iglesias, Givaldo also joining us, Gary Madu. Yes, happy Passover as well this weekend, and definitely thinking about all those folks who follow those, Judaism and Christianity, and all around the world, very special. Also Islam as well, very special there weekend. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. There's a donation button up at the top of the TurnLeftTV channel if you'd like to make a donation to me here at TurnLeftTV. It's straight through PayPal. Also have a link down in the description of this race. That heads over to the Fanatec website. Help me out if you decide you want to purchase something through them. Please use my link, and thanks to all those folks who have done so. 641 subscribers. I need some more, man. Don't forget to smash the bell and share my videos with your friends. It's been a good night here tonight. Again, thanks for being patient, and congratulations to Todd Robillard on getting the win. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server or WordPress or online store hosting, please give EliteHostingUSA.com a look. That's going to do it for us tonight here on TurnLeftTV. Thank you so much for joining us. And you know what that means. Starting the weekend off right. I am out of here.